It's July 21st. We're coming to you live from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Welcome to the MBA Show! Woo!
Welcome. Remember to subscribe to us on iTunes. And this week, we have the Top 10 List Show. Tom, what's our first
top 10 MBAs?
What's our first top 10 list?
Our first top 10 list is the top 10 places to work for MBAs.
So this is a survey from Universum. Let's count them down in order. The top 10. Number 10, best place to work for MBAs.
Number 10 is Nike shoes.
Number 9, JP Morgan. Still in business, it turns out.
Number 8, Amazon.
Never heard of them. Number 7, the Facebook.
Number 6, Bain & Company, first consulting firm on the list.
Number 5, beaten out by BCG, that's Boston Consulting Group.
And number 4, close to my heart, Goldman Sachs. That's
number
money,
3, close to my crotch, Apple, because I have an iPhone in my pocket right now.
And number 2, McKinsey & Company, which was closely beaten out by the number 1 place to work for MBAs this year.
Number 1 place,
Google!
Yeah, Google!
It's not even a word!
It is a word, they just don't spell it in the way that the word is actually spelled.
That's true.
It's a made-up spelling.
You know, I noticed that there were no big oil companies on that list. I noticed that there were...
So the biggest company in the country, Walmart, followed by ExxonMobil, nowhere on the list. No oil,
there was no Procter
retail,
& Gamble, what I think
no
of as a big MBA
products.
company, so...
It's all banking, all consulting.
And now a little tech, which seems like a new resurgence of tech. That didn't make sense. It is a resurgence of tech. The bubble burst, and now it's back.
The bubble is back, baby. Which brings us to our next top 10 list.
The most expensive private MBA programs in the country.
Yes, that's right. So we're going to count it down from the 10th most expensive to the first most expensive.
This can be accompanied by a tear or a chuckle, depending on your situation.
So the 10th most expensive MBA program in the country
would be Johnson, just over $50,000.
Yale coming in exactly at $51,000 per year. Look for that to go up with their new dean.
Tied with Tuck, also $51,000.
Inched out just slightly by Kellogg, $51,680. And note this for number 6.
They could have gone at least to $681.
Note this.
Number 6, Booth, $51,680. Oh
now,
man, this looks like a little. I'm not sure about this.
This should be a tie. I don't know why Chicago Booth more expensive despite the same price. Number 5, Carnegie Mellon University Tepper, actually one of the country's first business schools, basically invented the business school, and for that you will pay $52,500 a year. Stanford,
$53,118. We're getting close. They're going up fast.
$54,009.
You got to pay for your own copies at Wharton. That $9 adds up fast. Columbia University, also $54,009. Like, oh, so we're going with 9 this year?
9,
yeah, we're going to go with 9. Okay, lock it in.
Because, you know, it's like 99 cents. Like, if it's one more, you think, shoot, that's $51,010.
Yes, I was thinking shoot. I was thinking shoot.
And because they always like to be number 1, those sons of bitches. As always, Harvard University, number 1 at $56,204. Not a single top 10 private MBA program under $50,000.
It's an expensive process, I'm not going to lie.
You know what this says to me?
I think they're priced well.
I think it is not worth it.
You think it's a waste?
$54,000 and
completely worth it. Completely
$4?
Worth it. Think of the salary jump. Completely worth it. I think they're pricing on the money jump. Here.
Have I told you how much I make as an entrepreneur?
And have you noticed that? Well, it's not universally a salary jump. There's no guarantees in life, Miro.
So that's why we have come up with our top 10 list to contribute to this. This is after many years of thinking. We spent a lot of time here at the MBA Show thinking about MBAs, and we have our top 10 list of the reasons why people go to business school. And look within yourself. I think you'll find at least 6 of these, and look within your classmates. You'll find the other 4 that are the really negative ones that you don't want to admit to.
Number 10, the education.
That's right.
You got to round out the bottom of the list.
The least important reason to go to business school, the education.
It's on the list, though. It's not 11. You know what I mean?
Number 9. Find a mate. Let's not kid ourselves. This is why many people come. And in fact, part of the problem with this one is many people come with a mate.
You can find another mate.
Still looking to do that.
Number 8 is the experience. I like to think of business school as sort of like an executive fantasy camp. It's 2 years where you get to pretend to be a CEO. Hiring and firing, Miro. It's a glamorous life.
Oh, it is, you know, not to have to do actual work or make actual decisions. It's a good way to live.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 7, the network. We've all heard about this one. You come, you meet people, you make friends, you drink with them. A few years later, they throw you a contract.
Exactly. It's the only thing easier than getting a job after an MBA, having your friends get you a job. Number 6, getting a job.
And here's the one that I don't really understand, which is because you left a job. You had a job.
No. This is getting a better job.
But that brings us to number 5, perhaps the top reason people come to the business school, to escape the current job that they have. If someone tells you that they absolutely loved what they were doing before business school and had no reason to leave, they're lying.
They're probably lying anyway, no matter what they say. Number 4, pedigree. Little Wharton on your MBA, never hurt anybody.
Never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And number 3, 2, and 1 reason to come to business school.
Money. That was beautiful.
I'm actually tone deaf. So
my wallet actually does that when I open it up.
That is nice. My wallet actually little flies.
Entrepreneur flies?
Little entrepreneur flies. They come out and they say, raise money, VC.
Let's go to our jargon for the week.
Our jargon for this week is boilerplate.
This jargon is one of I got this jargon from my favorite place to get jargon.
What's that, Tom?
Which is when I'm talking to my wife and I use a word and she says, that's not a word. You're like, no, that's a word. We decide that is jargon. So this week is
I've actually seen this conversation. It extends a little further, where Tom goes, "Yes, it is a word," and she goes, "It's jargon," and Tom goes, "It's not jargon. Everyone I know at business school knows exactly what that means." and he goes,
"So what is boilerplate? Boilerplate is a slug of text that basically never changes. Maybe it's printed over and over and over. Yeah, slug. This is more jargon. Come on, guys."
A set of text that never changes no matter what context you move it to. We did a little bit of research. Where does it come from?
It actually comes from the manufacturing of boilerplates. So you might have a steel thing and it's used to press out boilerplates. Yep. But then it was used in the printing industry. And basically, when you're making a newspaper, for example, you put the copyright at the same place at the bottom, or you have an ad that you run over and over.
And for those of you in Perth, they actually used to send out press releases entirely in those blocks of steel text, and they would send it out that way so that you couldn't edit the press release. So they would just send you this giant block that was the entire press release, and so you had to print it.
So you get this
that
envelope, and it's weighs like 30 pounds. Okay.
Apparently Walmart has a new sale.
Anyway, so it was taken over by the legal industry, and now typically when people talk about boilerplate, they're usually talking about something that you'd find in a contract over and over. So the example that I like is, when you're loading up iTunes and you have to sign that user license agreement, a lot of that, I've never read it, is presumably boilerplate.
That's why you don't got to read it. It's got to be the same everywhere.
So let's go to our business school tip of the week.
And this business school tip of the week is a great shortcut for those of you who say maybe had a guest planned for your web show this week, and that guest may have canceled at the last minute.
There is the top 10 list. It's a great way to throw together a bunch of awesome content.
Works for blogs, works for web shows. I mean, I think it's really a low quality.
Doing this is just despicable. It's low.
It's kind of a cheat.
It's so lazy. It's
cheat
disgusting.
On your audience.
It's embarrassing. Let's be honest.
But you know what? It gets views.
That's true.
Yeah,
it makes for a good title. And
well, thank you for watching, though. Tom, what's on your radar this weekend?
I'm going to the beach.
Ah, nice.
And you?
I am. It's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, JJ! I'm hosting a clam bake at my house because my brother loves lobster and his family keeps their house kosher, so we can only have it at my house because
your house is like the den of sin where all the shellfish are eaten.
It's a Casa de Treif over at the Kazakov household.
All right. Well, once again, I'm the real Tom Rose.
I'm Miro Kaz,
and you've been watching
the MBA Show.